So ladies, I just came on here to make a quick video, real quick, because God has laid something on my heart. I truly believe that as women, we are under attack. A lot of us are under attack. And the way that the enemy is attacking us is through relationships. It's through him sending the wrong men in your life intentionally to destroy you, because he doesn't want you to receive the things that God has for you. I just seen a video. I'm seeing too many videos of domestic violence on my timeline, of how men are just destroying these women's lives. They're taking their lives. And I think that part of the reason why we keep ending up in these domestic violence situations is because, one, we're not going to God. We're not consulting him about how he feels about the man that we want to be with. We have taken complete control of our lives, and now we are reaping the consequences of making decisions without God. I think the second reason why we're in these domestic violence situations is because nobody taught us how to choose the right man. So we're picking wrong. And the third reason is our self-esteem is low. We don't love ourselves enough. We don't value ourselves as women enough. Let me tell you something. I am, and I don't like putting my business out there like that, but I am almost 7 months pregnant right now. And my child's father got aggressive with me and put his hands on me when I was, almost 3 months pregnant. And I left the first time. I didn't wait around. I didn't wait for an apology. I didn't say, well, maybe he'll be a changed man. I didn't say, well, maybe he'll be different. No. When they show you who they are the first time, you believe them. Stop making excuses for them. I know as women, sometimes it's hard because our heart is tied up in it and our emotions are tied up in it, and we have so much hope for them, and we see more for them than they see for themselves, and we go off of potential and not what it really is. But this is how we end up in situations where we're dead. Because you keep trying to play God. You are not God. You got to move out the way and allow God to be God for that man. You are not God. You are not Captain Saver. That is not your place as a woman. And I feel like as women, we have been out of place for far too long. But this is what happens when we try to play God to these men, and when we think that we know it all and we have all the right answers. To be honest, a lot of us are too broken to even be dating right now, because the only thing that you're going to attract is a man who abuses you, because that's all you know. You're so afraid of you. You're so afraid of being alone that you go out there and you just pick these bottom of the barrel men. Any man that will give you time, any man that will give you attention, you choose him because you don't want to be alone, because you don't truly love you, because you're running from yourself. And this is what happened. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to want love, because nothing's wrong about you desiring to be loved by a man, because God gave you that desire. But what's wrong with it is when you try to fill that God-sized hole with something that was never meant to be there, or when you try to make a way to get that desire met and not wait on God. See, there's a right way of doing things, and there's always a wrong way of doing things. And a lot of us are just doing it wrong. And now a lot of us are reaping the consequences of just making rash decisions. Listen, I don't mean to be fussing at y'all, but it hurts me to my core when I see a woman who's losing her life behind a man who has nothing going for himself. He had nothing when you got with him. And you tried to give this man everything. You tried to make him see you for who you are. You tried to explain your value and explain your worth to him, but he can't see it because he can't see himself. And the reality is he doesn't really hate you. He hates himself because he's not in position himself as a man. So he's not even mad at you. He's mad at life, period. And then he meets a woman who he knows she has a good heart. She's a good person. And he plays on her vulnerability, and he plays on her heart. And then you meet this man and you start taking care of him and you start doing X, Y, and Z because you don't understand as a woman that that's not even your place to be taking care of a man in the first place. We have to stop loving these men more than we love ourselves. And you have to start walking away when you see the flags the first time. He is exactly who he has shown you to be, and he is not going to change. And I promise you, the longer you stick around, the worse it will get. You don't know do you understand how I felt to be 2 to 3 months pregnant with a man's child and he put his hands on me? Do you know how embarrassing it was for me to have to leave and walk away to be another single mother because I refused to be in a relationship with a man who didn't value me and mistreated me and put his hands on me? Do you understand that I almost wanted to stay just to make myself look good, just to cover up? But at the end of the day, I knew that my life was worth more than me having the ability to say that I have a man. My kids need me around. I can't lose my life behind no man. I can't do it. And I just want women to start valuing their self more, to start valuing your life more, because you're worth it. Your kids need you here. God needs you here. If he didn't, you wouldn't be here. But you have to stop getting into relationships with men who you know are no good. You know he's no good. You've seen the red flags. You've seen it. Keep ignoring the signs. I'm just letting you know, sis, it could cost you your life, and it's not worth it, okay? Go back to your first love, which is God, which is what you know. And if you don't have a relationship with God, get one and pray and ask him to give you the strength and the ability to walk away and to know that everything is still going to be all right. And one day when you heal, God will send you the man that you're supposed to have. But right now, sis, it's time for you to do what's best for you, because you're always doing what's best for everybody else around you. It's time for you to love you. It's time for you to start valuing yourself. It's time for you to start putting yourself first, because we need you here. Like, you got work to do, baby. You got a purpose that's bigger than just you, and you can't afford to keep wasting it on dead end relationships that's just going to leave you more broken than when you got in it the first time.